Ooh, we are live.
Pew, pew,
How about
pew, pew,
that?
pew. What's tomorrow? Star Wars Day.
May 4th. That's right.
Just too bad it's not worth a damn talking about anymore. I didn't just say that. Did I just say that? Was that my outdoor voice?
Let's see. My mom's here. I'm sure she's excited about Star Wars Day.
Oh, yeah. They should just call it What Star Wars Used to Be Day.
What Star Wars used to be.
What it used to be.
Like Snow is here.
How about that? Is that a compliment and a half right there? I'll have this on and sleep. See y'all next Wednesday.
GoGameGo, where people turn on the show and go to bed.
Content to relax.
It's like finding one of those like 12-hour videos of thunderstorms.
Right.
Put GoGameGo on the background. You'll be snoozing quicker than life.
Oh man. So we should probably do that. We should probably put on some sound like thunderstorm.
Savitor, my mom, Savitor, Kurt Bradshaw, 68 Camaro. What's going on?
Hey,
Lance is here. Lance, how are you doing? I have a feeling you're probably really busy lately with work.
Oh man. Yeah, it's nice in my situation. It's nice we're getting ready for summer. School's almost over. We got just a few weeks left. So
yeah, that's right. You got some nice time off coming up here.
Well, yeah. I'm going to take I'm planning on taking real good advantage of it too and getting things done. I'll be busy. I mean, it's nice to be able to be busy on your stuff.
Yeah. So someone else's stuff. Blake's not feeling good tonight.
I know. What's the deal with it? That's going around.
You guys are pretty chill, but you don't put me to sleep.
That's good.
That's our new slogan here. You're pretty chill, but you don't put me to sleep. That's gonna make a nice T-shirt. 68 Camaro. GoGameGo. We don't put you to sleep. Hey, Mega Mike's here.
But don't think we're not chill. Oh man, I love that. I love that avatar. That's great. All it needs now is a GoGameGo logo on it.
That's right. Hey, yeah. Where's JWD?
I know. They'll be along soon.
The television gamer 68. What does that mean?
Oh, they're saying hi to 68.
Oh, Camaro. Okay.
Yep. And Camaros rock. Back in our younger years, I mean, it was like my brother used to say that Trans Ams were like assholes. Everybody has one.
Well, not anymore.
So, not that they weren't cool. We loved them. We thought they were so cool, especially like you were talking about the one you guys had.
I don't think I've seen a Trans Am in at least 20 years on the road.
I have.
I just never see them.
I
don't think there's too many out there anymore.
Yeah, and there was this guy going laughing. It was the Bandit.
The Bandit and Snowman.
Oh man!
Right, we watched this great TV series. I loved it.
If you say the same one I was going to mention, I'll flip out.
Probably not, because this came out last year and I never even heard of it.
Oh, okay.
It's on Peacock, and I just ran across it. And I looked at the description. I was like, wow, this is really interesting.
Yeah.
What's cool is it's only 8 episodes, 35 minutes an episode, so you can blast through this really quickly. So unlike some shows, there's no filler episodes. Every episode is important. You don't have any of these like lost episodes where they veer off onto someone that's like, what does this have to do with the show? Say, just leave me alone. I don't like this.
I feel you.
But it's called The Resort, and it's on Peacock.
Okay.
And it's about this couple. They go on vacation, and without really revealing anything, they find something that leads them to look deeper into it, and it becomes this big mystery, and they end up talking to other people about this, and it was pretty fascinating. It was really well done.
Good.
So I was on my way. We watched that Sunday, and there was one part in the movie and then the show. So I was like, how did these people do this? I couldn't figure it out. And it hit me this morning going to work. And so I called Vasily up and told her. She just laughed and she's like,
"Yeah,
you called me up for this?" It's like, yes. Because I figured it out. It was driving me crazy. I was like, this doesn't make any sense. How did they do it? And it's like, yes, okay, I did it. It all made sense then.
You're like, just let me have this, right?
Hey, Lady Ventress, welcome.
Howdy, howdy. It's been a little bit.
Wow.
Oh,
guess what? We got. This is so weird. I watched a video about this country, I don't know, 2 months ago, and it's a really small country. It's only like 11,000 people. It's an island in the middle of nowhere, and it's shaped like a circle. Like there's no inner part. It's just like, it's just really narrow, and it kind of goes around in a kind of a circular pattern. Not quite a circle, but so it's kind of odd. It's this long strip that goes around. There's only 11,000 people, and it's the least visited country in the world.
I love your lead-ins tonight. This is all about lead-ins tonight. This is
all we're doing. We're just doing lead-ins all night.
Lead-in show.
And so I get home from work. We've got that yellow flag that pops up when you have mail.
Yes, I love that.
Not the red one to send mail, but we have a yellow one where it says "You've got mail." Yeah. Wasn't that fun to get back then? You turn on your computer, you'd open up AOL, and you hear that sound. You're like, "Yes,
got mail."
It felt very important back then. And now it's like, oh God, I got an email. Come on, leave me alone.
Now I know what that guy. I want to know what that guy's doing now.
So I get the mail, and in there, it's a little tiny package, very thin, and it's for Nathan. Okay. And I look at the return address. It's Tuvalu is the country name, and that's the country I saw this video on. The country that nobody visits, hardly anyone visits. And it's this really tiny island in the middle of nowhere. And we got a letter today, or a package from Tuvalu. That's the name of the country. It's like, that's crazy.
What? Wait a minute. So if you'll give me a second, wait a minute. So, all right. So
this is where you should do your Columbo impression.
What you're saying is, okay, wait a minute. So you heard about this place?
It was like a month or two ago. I watched a video on it. There was a guy, I don't even know the channel name. I'm not even sure if I subbed or not. I probably did, but he just all his channel is he goes to different countries.
Okay.
And he usually goes by himself. Not all the time, but he just shows you the experience there. His big thing is he gets to know the locals, hangs out with them. And so he did one. The headline was something like the least visited country in the world, something like that. I was like, well, that's pretty interesting. I wonder why. And I found out why, because it's so small. I don't think there's much there other than stuff for locals. I don't think there's much entertainment stuff there. I mean, he went to a bar when he was there, and people are all very nice to him, so he had a great time. But I don't think it's like someplace you go for a nightlife or. I mean, it is an island, so there's plenty of beaches. But then again, I mean, it is like in the middle of the ocean. I think Tonga is the closest thing to it, and even then, it's not even close to Tonga. It's basically, if I want an ocean and beaches, I can go somewhere much closer.
Oh yeah.
Even if it's another country, I can still go places closer.
Oh yeah.
So
it makes me think of like Wicker Man. Like you show up and funky crap starts happening, and then next thing you know, you're burning in the middle of this big wooden statue.
Wait, they're putting Ozzie Smith? What? Oh wait, that's right. Yesterday I think I missed the announcement. Super Mega Baseball 4 was having an announcement yesterday, and I completely missed it.
It's the Matrix.
So they're going to have some real baseball players. Wow. No nightlife. That's a sign. You know what? There is no selling point for this country because I don't even think they try to get any people to go there. It just doesn't seem like it's built for it. I mean,
so how did the mail? How did you end up getting something in the mail from there?
Well, Nathan just ordered something. I don't even know what it is. I haven't even asked him yet. He ordered something, but it just so happened that the person he ordered from, I guess it's probably an eBay thing, lives on this island. So when I went to get the mail,
weird.
And I looked at the because it was foreign mail. You could tell it has that typical label. Usually the stuff we get is usually from like Japan or China.
Right.
But I looked at it as like Tuvalu. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, is it that country? And it was. I looked it up again just to make sure. God, it's so weird, isn't it?
What did he get from there?
I'm not even sure. I haven't I gotta ask him when he gets back.
Oh, we gotta know now. This is like this is like the resort. This is like there's a mystery here. Let's call Scooby-Doo. Hey.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, man. We gotta geez, I gotta know now. That's crazy.
Whatever it is was very small. It must be
well, I mean, it's not a big place, right? So
yeah,
you got to keep things
they
small.
Can't have anything too big.
Nobody wants to go there because everything's so small. You do Hard Rock and Metal Classic Crew. Yeah, and hold the concerts at that island. Yeah, that would be great. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I mean, it just seems like a place people would. It just seems like a very relaxed place. Like the people all seem pretty down to earth. Nothing a whole lot going on. They live on an island.
And do they speak English?
I think they did. I don't remember any translator. I think they all spoke English.
All right. So how do you spell it?
Tuvalu. Tuvalu. I think that's where Elvis Presley was born. Tuvalu.
No. No.
But I know the guy who went there. He really enjoyed himself just because the people were really nice, and they were a little surprised.
The food was good, I guess. I guess the food was good.
I don't remember. I need to go back now and rewatch that video. I got to find it again.
So you said it was Tuvalu.
Yeah.
Okay. It seems like that would be like where True Value is from, the way it's spelled. All right. So I just sent it to all y'all out there. So if you want to check it out, there it is. Wow. It looks like a streaming service name is what it sounds like. Welcome to Tuvalu. Today we have all the shortest shows, all the smallest shows, yet totally chill.
I think I guess part of the reason no one goes to is it is so remote that it probably takes just too long to get there. And you don't have any big
without
return.
any payoff.
It's an island with some nice people, but you can go to another island or that's much closer. Did you hear? Although it would be cool. I mean, I have seen people online where they've visited every country in the world, so they've been there.
Yeah,
Key West experience a wretched, wild, and invasive sargassum. What the? Wait, is this a joke?
Sargassum, invasive sargassum.
Is that like a possum?
Or maybe it's sargassum.
What is someplace you will probably never visit, Alex?
What's 2 locations that haven't been in my kitchen? Oh my Lord. So So do you, speaking of Star Wars Day, do you own any Star Wars video games at all?
Yeah. Actually, Lance sent me. Lance, what did you send me? I think it was maybe an Empire Strikes Back for television. Um,
Oh, wow.
Let's see. I have some for GameCube. But no, I usually don't get Star Wars games. I do remember playing Pod Racer on Dreamcast. I thought that was pretty cool.
I was gonna, yeah, because I had that. What did I have that for? The 64. I think I still have it. I think. And we had the come on. For the Xbox, why can't I say the name of it? It had the Stormtroopers.
For Xbox?
Yeah, it was in the it's for the Xbox. And it was
you talking about the RPG one?
Battlefront. We had Battlefront.
Oh, Battlefront.
Yeah, we had a couple of the Battlefronts, and then I think we got for the Wii, we have the one with the Jedi where he's like, you know, it's like they did a second one, I think. Why can't I think of what the name of it is? Force something. But yeah, I'm trying to think.
I'm looking at Super Mega Baseball, and yeah, they've added over 200 former players. John Franco, Ron Gant, Robin Yount, and more. Ron Gant. Ron Gant. It's like, he's a good ball player, but
Star Wars.
And John Franco, same thing. He was a good ball player, but now Robin Yount is a Hall of Famer.
Star Wars chess on the Sega CD.
Jerry Springer died, and he's from Cincinnati, which is where JWT is. So,
and we also lost. We should take a moment.
That's right.
To mention Gordon Lightfoot as well.
Well, he died?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I really like Gordon Lightfoot.
Yeah, I know, man. It's got
an interesting voice. I loved it.
Yes.
An interesting way of singing, too.
Yes.
Yes, JWD put the kibosh on Jerry Springer. Was it last week when he mentioned his name, and boom.
See?
The curse of GoGameGo. Is there anyone you want to bring up? Is there anyone you want to get rid of, JWD, this week?
What it's like Final Destination with JWD. So, did you hear about Jerry Springer? Oh crap. Oh yeah, no, I have a bunch. That's what else I have. I have this. I have some of the Star Wars Lego games. Those are cool.
JWD. That was not Ron Gant, because he was an outfielder. Tells his name. Randy Johnson was the guy in a spring training game. He threw a fastball, and a bird got right in the way, and it exploded. And it was a shame for that bird.
That's tragic, yet wow. Pod Racer is a free game this month on Xbox.
Huh.
Gotta love that.
Well, I'll have to check that out. I have a Series S.
I do not.
Land,
whoa, what was that one?
Oh, what did you just have on her? Oh, no, not that one.
I think it was Dark. That might have been what it was. Dark Forces. That might have been Star Wars Doom clone. No, then it wasn't that. Excuse me. I had to mow the lawn tonight.
I like this. Jerry Springer was mayor of Cincinnati. He had was this, by the way, that was probably a long time ago. Was WKRP on the air when he was mayor by any chance? Or was that more in the late 80s? Wait, when did the show start? He had a scandal where he paid for a hooker with a personal check.
I mean, is that like just taking a page from Hamilton, or what?
Was the scandal that he used a check? Or was it because he saw a hooker? I don't think either one even matters anymore.
I don't
think about some of the scandals. Remember when
who cares?
scandals, back when if a politician was caught with another woman, they had pictures. It was done.
Yeah.
Today it happens. It's like, yeah, so
So what?
so nobody cares anymore. It's kind of funny.
With a
It
cigar?
wasn't that long ago. I mean, it was in our lifetime.
Yeah. Oh, from all 4 2600 games to even newer ones. Very
Nice.
awesome.
I'm fascinated with this Super Mega Baseball
because
I've played all 3 versions of it. Now JD is a big fan too. Well, I'm just looking at one screen here. They got Ron Santo. That's going back. He third baseman for the Cubs. Bartolo Colon, Luis Tiant, Willie Randolph, Jeff Montgomery, Mike Timlin, Gene Tennis. He played for the Cardinals for 1 year. Won a World Series with them. Dave Parker. That guy was awesome. I love Dave Parker. Man. He was so good. Hey, DJC.
I love when you guys know so much about sports.
Just coming off a great wrestling show.
Oh, go ahead.
No, that was it. Go ahead.
Oh, he was the commentator? You're a special tater. You're not a commentator.
That's like on on Big Bang Theory when they're talking they're trying to say Sheldon was a real jackass when they were gone in the North Pole, and they said something about a dictator, and they said, something like minus the tater. So wait a minute.
Oh, shoot.
Springer was mayor for 78 to 77, 78. So he caught the very beginning. He either caught the very beginning of WKRP or he just missed it just by. So wait a minute. Back to Chuck. What do you mean you were a commentator? Wait, what wrestling show? Are you talking like a real wrestling show where you were there?
And you're calling what's going on or what?
Or was this a video game wrestling show where you were commenting on? I need to know.
Yeah.
There you go. Live and Television Wrestling League. Is this on your channel, Chuck? Because I haven't heard of that.
I bet somebody called him in.
Must have been watching. He was like Gorilla Monsoon. I love Gorilla Monsoon. He was great. He was one of my favorite wrestling announcers. All right, Chuck. I got to go watch that then. By the way, slobber knocker is about as good of a word as you can get.
Yeah, just it rolls right off the tongue. It just
slobber knocker.
Slobber knocker. You remember old slobber knocker? It almost should. It almost should end like Papa Pete. It should end with Pete. Slobber knocker Pete. Do you remember old slobber knocker Pete?
Wait, but where's Papa Pete?
Oh, it was on his. It was on his channel.
Oh, where's Pete at tonight?
I don't know. He's out being a slobber knocker. What exactly is a slobber knocker?
Well, in wrestling, when the announcer referred to it, it's basically like a big brawl. Less wrestling and more of a brawl.
Got us a real slobber knocker. Okay. No.
I like knockers and I like slobber. Okay. Well, on Television Gamer, DJC, you two need to get together.
It'd be the complete package.
I think we've got other Canadians here, I think. Wait.
Yeah, anybody else? I
can't. Let's see. Wait a minute. Big Block, where are you from? Are you?
I don't think so.
JWD's in Cincinnati. Chuck's in Detroit. He's close to Canada.
Mm-hmm.
He gets to see Canadian TV. That's close enough, I guess.
Did we know Pete was not going to be here, or do we know if he is going to be here? Stashnet.
What's going on? Yeah, Chuck, I would say you're an honorary Canadian just because you're so close and you can get Canadian TV. So,
amen to that.
You can get Hockey Night in Canada, so that makes you an honorary member, right?
Big Block is from parts unknown.
Hello. Yeah, Mr. Dress Up.
Even if there are other Canadians, I'm probably the only one from Saskatchewan.
Eve, I actually have a friend from Saskatchewan, which is very, very unusual. Not as unusual as having a friend from Tuvalu. JWD has a Roku
where small
channel
packages
called
come from. The place where small packages come from. A Roku channel called Slobberknocker. Really? Putting some uncleared. No, man.
Lickety Brindle? What does that mean?
Lickety Brindle. Original Blazers announcer.
Big Block is aware of Canadians.
They came right out and scored. Lickety Brindle.
Do they have Tickle Trunks and Tuvalu? I don't know.
They'd be small.
Yeah.
And nobody would visit them.
Yeah, a friend from Saskatchewan. It'd be funny if I knew that friend. Well, you probably do, Eve, but you're both in Saskatchewan. Can't be more than
there's like
12 people
there? There's 20 people there. Don't sell them short. Now, here's a weird one. My son's father-in-law purchased a turntable for square dancing in my hometown. And I said, okay. He goes, can you go and pick it up and then get it to my son? And then they'll meet and give it to him. So I'm talking to the guy who's got it, where I'm going to pick it up. And I said, he goes, I'm over here in this area. And I said, oh, well, I knew somebody that lived on that right by there. And I mentioned who it was. And he goes, oh yeah, right across the street. Used to babysit them or something like that. But yeah, he knew who I was talking about. I was like, wow, all right.
How about that?
Yeah, not quite as crazy as your son getting a package from that same island, though. That ranks right up there with my buddy guessing.
I hope maybe he'll get back before the show.
Yeah, they's tickle back.
Okay, PC Engine Wrestling. I would say the Battle Royale is the only wrestling game I remember on TurboGrafx, but I don't know of them on PC Engine. I'm sure there's plenty. I wonder if there's a what was the big wrestling of Fire Pro? Is that the name of it?
Wow, I don't know.
I think Fire Pro Wrestling is a big one over there.
It doesn't do CPU versus CPU.
Oh, so that's what you're doing. You're watching the computers go at it. Well,
Ever play the Japanese only 3DO wrestling game? It's not that bad. Kind of like
the Anthony Michael Hall.
Anthony Michael Hall, yeah. Try the Anthony Michael Hall. It's surprisingly good.
Big Block's uncle has a fishing camp in Saskatchewan. Eep, do you know him?
Oh, man.
Anyone playing Jedi Survivor? I haven't even heard of that game.
Oh, I've never heard of it.
Is it? I guess it's new.
What are you playing it on?
I'll be right back. I have to stir dinner. I forgot to stir it.
Oh man, you got to stir dinner. You got to stir dinner.
Gotta stir the pot.
So, yeah, I don't know. I was going to say something really profound. But does anybody else out there have a spreadsheet? Like, I would assume that Papa Pete, if he ever shows up tonight, he's one that I would like to ask. But Chuck is in the same area, and a lot of us are in the same area where like back here, you see I got all this vinyl. So right now I'm in the midst of making a spreadsheet for all of my vinyl. But what about video games? Does anybody else out there have a spreadsheet for all your video games? That's what I'm getting ready to start. That's one of the next things after I finish all this. It's coming along okay, but right now I'm in the J section, which means Jay Giles. So I keep thinking about categories. That's the big thing. So if you were to log and do a spreadsheet for all your video games, what information would you put on it? Would you just put the quick information, like name of the game, what year it came out, what system it's for? I mean, there's other things you can say about them. Would you talk about who made it, who did that, all that kind of stuff? Because I keep doing this, with the vinyl, and there's a couple of other categories I keep thinking about putting in, but I never got into any fishing games. I used to have one. Maybe I still do for the PlayStation.
Oh, I used to play Fishing Derby on the Atari. Played the heck out of that.
Where are the dancing girls?
That is a Papa Pete exclusive.
Still, you will have to do. Yeah, no. Unless you're just talking about my moment there by myself. Oh, here you go. Best friend's playing it on PS5, and it's a new Star Wars game. Follow up the Jedi Fallen Order. Very nice. Redfall game is tracking as the year's biggest disappointment. It's on a console that's out 120 FPS, and it struggles to stay at 30. Damn.
Yikes. People like their frames per second.
Oh, collecting app. Okay, there you go. I'm using Numbers. It's on my new Mac. So I was saying that I'm logging in. I don't know if you heard me, Jeff. I'm logging in all of my vinyl. And the unfortunate part is that I have been having to put some of them, I have to put these little red boxes because those are the albums that are missing, in the Mava case. That's the mysterious alien vinyl abduction case where I don't know where they went. So I had to put another one on the list that way the other day.
I have started
all the movies.
I've started a database for my games probably 4 different times on 4 different apps. Now, what happens is I'll buy like 2 or 3 games and I'll realize I never cataloged it, and then I don't remember where I was at, and I'm like, oh, heck with it. So I've never.
The hell with it.
Yeah.
I have a 3-sheet checklist for the original and television 125. Checklists are cool. And that's the reason why one of the reasons why I'm doing this is because I just want to know what I have. So I, got it listed. It's easy to look up, but also so that I can make a shopping list, because you want to know what you need. One of the latest albums I realized was missing was 7800 Degrees Fahrenheit by Bon Jovi, which I got from the radio station back in my hometown when I turned in my questions for the Judas Priest interview. They said, we'll pick out a record. So I did.
Every time someone mentions Judas Priest, the first thing that goes to my head is Judas Priest.
Judas Priest. So, Jeff, when you were doing your spreadsheet, what info did you put on there about each of your games?
Nothing really. I mean, the one I did that was really cool had a bunch of checklists of things. Whether it's complete in box, just a box, just a disc, just a cartridge, manual, that stuff. Like I said, once I start missing a few, and then I don't remember what I did, and I mean, it would take me forever to sit there and catalog my game, so I'll never know.
There you go. So remember,
frame.
This has the song what?
Freeze frame.
Centerfold too. Centerfold's on here. This is a really good record. This was a great pop record for the time.
I always liked in that I think it was Centerfold video. I remember watching Casey Kasem on Saturday. And that was one of the videos they were playing because it was hot at the time. But the scene where the drummer, he starts to hit the drum right in front of him, but it's milk.
Yes.
The whole thing's filled with milk, and he hits it and milk's just flying. I thought, oh, that was awesome.
That was awesome.
Hey, one more quarters here.
It's kind of like, those growing up, we had the photography things, like there was a cover of Playboy way back in the day where there was a woman on the front and she was quite gorgeous, and she had well, it was like I don't know what it's like it wasn't a milkshake. It was more like an ice cream float thing. And she had a straw, but when you read the backstory on it, they had to use mashed potatoes because the ice cream would melt in the lights.
Oh yeah, the food photography people are always interesting. They have some interesting techniques.
Yes,
to make the food look good, when it usually isn't even food at that point.
Yeah, right. And there's Herb Alpert, which where is Herb Alpert? I don't remember logging that. That's not good.
See, now the whole thing's gone to hell.
What the hell?
See, it's not.
This is weird now. This is freaking weird. Okay, so wait a minute.
Have you ever heard Punk Rock Girl?
Yeah, of course.
One line on there cracks me up all the time. They were in a music store, and he goes, we asked him if you have Mojo Nixon, and the guy says, he don't work here. And so they sing, if you don't know Mojo Nixon and your store needs some fixing. Oh. I also like that. I think it's probably the only song ever that mentions Minnie Pearl twice.
Oh, dear Lord.
Yeah. They mention her name twice in that song.
Let me see here. Where the heck are we? Am I behind on all this here? Okay, so yeah. But yeah, Centerfold is the one that I always mention on. I've mentioned it on this show multiple times that Jeff and I worked with a guy who went to high school with all right, I'll just say it this way. My favorite Centerfold from back in 1976.
Wait, I don't even know that story.
Yes, you do. John Du Bois. He went to high school with Patty McGuire, who ended up marrying Chris Connors. Yeah.
The John so far.
Record store day. Oh, damn it. No, I didn't. Love Stinks. We're going to be doing that in our band. That's going to be on the list. Edge of Blue ever performed Must Have Got Lost? No. No, but I'm thinking about some of their stuff because that is on Bloodshot, right? Isn't that on this album?
Play Peter Wolf's Come As You Are, and then everyone can jump the entire time during the song, like he did on the video.
Oh, man. Must Have Got Lost is not on Bloodshot. Give It To Me is on Bloodshot.
Give it to me, baby. How many television games does Stuart have? I'm in the 70s somewhere. I think low 70s.
Ooh, wow.
Maybe mid 70s by now.
I'm probably in the 30s.
That's pretty good.
It is really good. I'm very blessed by everybody who helped me get there. Let's see. Yeah. And what was? Oh yeah. Wait. What was this? I have 7,800 degrees. Yeah. See, I had it. I used to always make my own cassettes. Did it as well. Like I was a cassette head. I've still got all my mixed tapes back there. Yep. Quality on those sucked. Sucked. Now and again, you'd get them, but then they started doing some that were supposed to be a higher quality, and I don't know.
Yeah, Saboteur, I always liked that video. I think it was pretty interesting. You could see when Peter Wolf was getting tired, and there was always something that would like get in the way, and then like started up again. So you could see that he was all of a sudden he's hopping up and down. So you can see where they kind of cut the video. But I always like the very beginning of the video when he gets up and like a bottle falls over and the dog barks at him. And he goes, "Shut up, dog." Shut up, dog.
I don't know how many records I have. I have a lot. My basement stinks right now because I stained you remember I had these boxes that were up in here. So I'm going to put those back in, but I'm staining them black. I was going to change something around here. I was going to move this out of here and put a dresser in there, but I decided not to. I moved the dresser and I put this thing back here. But then I'm like, well, while I have those boxes out, then I will just I'll stain them. So I stained them black. And over here I got Freddie Mercury, the early days Freddie Mercury, and then the King Freddie Mercury there. And I have 3 Eddies. I've got the Somewhere in Time, and then I have my VHS of Live After Death, with the Live After Death Eddie, and then the Number of the Beast Eddie comes with the little devil in it too. So yeah, I don't know, StashNet. I'll let you know as I'm getting a little closer. I haven't counted recently, but let's see. What was this one? Gotcha. Yeah. I was just talking about the little history because I have a friend of mine at school, and she's like, "You know so much about music. I wish I knew that much about music." Well, if it's something you like, then yeah. I mean, you want to know as much about it as you can. But I did that little history lesson where I was talking about the Buggles, and you know what song they did?
Yeah, the video killed the radio star.
Yeah, the first song ever played on MTV, right?
And
so that had two guys in it.
Several videos, by the way.
What's that?
That song has several videos out there on YouTube. Like, I don't know what the official one is, but there's at least 3 of them, I think.
Interesting.
I'm not sure what the deal is.
Huh. Yeah, they that was Trevor Horn and Jeffrey Downs. And then at that time, Yes, after they released that, Yes was having a tough time. They got back into the studio, or they got back together to try to figure out what they were going to do next after they didn't do so well on their last record at the time, which I believe was Tormato. And I say Tormato, you say Tormato. And so John Anderson stepped out and Rick Wakeman stepped out. And so then Jeffrey Downs and Trevor Horn stepped in, and they did Drama, which I love. I love that record. And then after that, Steve Howe left and Jeffrey Downs went with him, and they did Asia. And then Trevor Horn stayed on, and John Anderson came back, and Trevor Horn would produce 90125. Oh, yeah. Art of Noise. Jeff and I remember Art of Noise.
Yeah, I think you burned a CD for me, if I remember right.
I think that's probably right. I just logged in one of their vinyl. I have a CD single of an album that came out back then. One of the best bass players in pop music is the gentleman from Level 42, Mark King. Just amazing. Just amazing stuff. Next time you listen to Something About You, check that out.
Oh, that's a good song.
Yeah, that was a song that when I wasn't on the air on the radio station, that I wanted to be. I'd hear that song and it put me in such a great mood that I wanted to be back in the studio. So, yeah. So, yeah, Art of Noise. And for Kurt, I don't know if Kurt's still with us. And Jeff, we're going to be playing down in Fenton on the 18th at the Fenton Bar and Grill. Edge of Blue will be down there.
Oh, nice.
Doing a 3-hour show on a Thursday night, 6 to 9. Should be a lot of fun. I heard their trashed wings are amazing. So I'll be ordering some of those. And I think taking the day off after the Friday off.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So I'll buy some trashed wings and have some leftovers the next day. Burnt a CD for someone, but that would be piracy. I know. It's a tough one. I hear a lot of Level 42 as is my boyfriend's favorite band. Wow. And he also plays bass, so he probably kicks my ass. Trying to does he sing too, Stashnet? That's one of those big things with bass players. Do they sing? Do they not sing? I was very happy that I could do that.
Yeah, we've got probably 5-6 computers in this house, and we don't have a single DVD burner.
Isn't that wild?
Not even a player. I need a burner, but the only player we have is my PS4.
I was going to say, you do have your, that's what I was saying to Blake the one day. I'm like, do you have a DVD player? And he goes, no. I go, now, wait a minute. You got a game system, right? What game systems do you have? And he told me, I go, well, that one is a DVD player. That one's a DVD player. Even Blu-ray. I mean, that's why I bought the PS3, because I wanted to get an upgraded game system that played Blu-ray.
That's why everyone bought the PS3 to start, because it was so expensive, but it was still cheaper than buying a Blu-ray player at the time.
Absolutely.
Which is kind of crazy. And it was one of the better ones too.
Yes. Yep.
Bass players that sing, Paul McCartney and Sting.
Oh yeah.
Paul McCartney's interesting. He could, I assume he could have played any instrument he wanted in any band.
I think that's probably about right.
Because he did it. I mean, his first album, he played all the instruments.
Yep. Yeah. Just like Dave Grohl and Foo Fighters on that first album. Those were demos.
Can you imagine putting out an album where you play all the instruments, you write all the songs, you sing all the songs? That's just insane.
That is crazy cool.
How would have that much talent?
Yeah. I mean, other bass players that sing, 2 of them that I can think of are not with us anymore. Well, there's Phil Lynott from Thin Lizzy, and then Tony Lewis from the Outfield. Also in the Eagles, I mean, they had the bass player that sang as well. Just trying to think of all the other ones. I know that we're going to come up with some. I mean, there are some bass players that sing, like Michael Anthony. He sings. I mean, he was the huge backbone for Van Halen and did all those great high harmonies. Yeah, Prince definitely could do tons.
Drooper from Banana Splits played bass and he sang.
I want to rewatch this video because there's a moment there where I was like, hey, no. No.
Drooper, the one Banana Splits name I couldn't even think of. Fleagle, Bingo, Drooper, and Snorky. Snorky didn't sing. He just did keyboard and effects.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Yeah, everybody can go out on Facebook and you can go to here, I'll put it out here. STL.
Ooh, Stashnet. That's a tough one for me. I love Rubber Soul, but let's see. My two favorite are White Album and Abbey Road.
Really? My two favorite, Revolver and Rubber Soul.
Those are both great.
Right? I mean, there's not a clunker, really. I mean,
It's tough because there's so many great songs on White Album, but then I love that connected side of Abbey Road.
Right. Exactly.
John Lennon always said he couldn't stand that side, this connected stuff. I'm like, oh, it always drives me crazy when musicians hate something that's great that they did.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've mentioned it
awesome.
here before. Todd Rundgren, my favorite song of all time is Hello, It's Me. And I can't tell him that because he hates this song. I'm like, oh, all right. Oh, here we go. Winger as a night. They do. I heard the new. Yep, there you go. Kip Winger, another bass player singer. Thank you. Good call. Peter Cetera, thank you very much. Yep, another great one. Very good. Very, very good. Gene Simmons, another good one. There you go. Blackie Lawless. Good job, man. You guys are all over it. Love it.
I hate all the great things I create. I've noticed that with musicians, they tend to hate what I think is my favorite song for them, and they tend to love what I think is probably their worst song. I don't know what the deal is. It's almost like they create the song, it's not very good, but they really liked it, and they want to just keep pushing it. It's like, give it up.
It goes back. It goes to when you put a band together and you decide, oh, I'm going to do these songs. These songs are so cool. I love these songs. And you're like, it's not. I mean, that's cute and all, but you're like, people still got to like it, So when I pick songs to play for people, because that's what I'm doing, I'm playing music for people, then I try to pick stuff that if I'm going to pick something that they probably aren't going to know, it's going to be something that's just as cool as something that they really like. So drummer singers are more rare. Yeah, like Phil Collins, Don Henley. My drummer and I were just talking about this a couple nights ago when we had rehearsal. He said he was in a band and he started doing some singing. This is like years ago. And they're like, yeah, no, you don't have to do that. And he's like, what? And they're like, drum, you can just do the drumming. And they're like, drummers don't sing. You're like, ever heard of Don Henley? Ever heard of Phil Collins?
I was watching Bay City Rollers.
I'm no musician. I am a
I was watching Bay City Rollers video and their big song
Saturday
night. The lead singer was playing drums in this video. I was like, wait, that's not the drummer that I remember from them. He had like sandy hair and I forgot what his name was, but so I guess I don't know why they made a video without the drummer. I don't know if he quit. That song's weird. They put that song out like 2 or 3 times before it became a hit. They kept trying.
Fastback. Yeah, wow. Kelly Kagi, great drummer, great drummer, great singer. I mean, he sang Sister Christian, for crying out loud. He's got a very good. He gets out of my range sometimes. I'm like, very nice.
Breaking news: David Freese has just been elected to the Cardinals Hall of Fame. How about that?
Whoa! All right. Damn.
Yeah, he was going up against Joaquin Andahar, Steve Carlton, Matt Morris, and Edgar Renteria.
No. That's not right. That's not right, Lance. He didn't even know her yet. That was in 77 when that came out. Uptown Girl, I could see that.
I can see everybody
I can
hating
see-
Uptown Girl. Yeah, it was just terrible. I mean, I thought it was an awful song, and then
man.
the way he sang it with that weird voice, I'm like, oh God, it was painful.
Oh snap! I can see everybody hating Uptown Girl.
Uptown Girl. I like Billy
that
Joel,
was brilliant.
I like Billy
That-
Joel, but
That
I
was
did not care for
brilliant.
that song. Here you go. First wife was Elizabeth.
Oh
So
man.
that's who he wrote "Just the Way You Are" for.
So I was
Elizabeth?
going to say, is that what it was?
Yeah, he wrote it like apparently for Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Now, does he hate it because he got divorced from her? That's no reason to hate the song.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I read it wrong. I'm sorry, Lance. I suck at that sometimes. Sometimes I just read things and I think I know what I'm reading and then I don't. I reread it. I get what you're saying. My mistake. My mistake.
You worked with the original drummer of the Kingsmen, and he wanted to sing, so they kicked him out.
Then they recorded Louie Louie, which you can't understand.
They should let him sing that one. If they didn't like how
Anybody could sing that one. You know, years ago, speaking of MTV, when Robert Palmer, okay, but also somebody else, Robert, was the big on MTV. Okay, so Robert Plant put out that song "Heaven Knows," and he was in a foreign country, and they wanted these natives of the country to mouth and say "Heaven Knows." Well, they weren't getting it. They couldn't get it. So the closest they could get them to say was "Heaven Knows," which means "Where are the almonds?" So it's a bunch of people walking around native to the country going, "Where are the almonds?" Either sadness or euphoria. What a great line. What a great song. What a great record he put out. Songs from the Attic. Great live versions of some of those classic tunes. She's Got Away, Summer Highland Falls, Miami 20, what was it? 20 something that we're probably past already. Hey, look who it is.
Papa Pete.
Papa Pete. Holy crap. What's been up, dude? Did you just wake up? Kingsman's version of Louie Louie was a cover. Yes, thank you. Awesome reminder. Richard Berry and the Pharaohs.
What a great name.
I know, right? Goes right along with Robin Hitchcock and the Egyptians.
I love Robin Hitchcock.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of my all-time favorites.
Yes, yes, yes. It's a rare Papa Pete sighting. Well, yeah, not so rare around here, but tonight it is. All of a sudden, he's made himself rare tonight.
Pete's just showing up for the last 30 minutes. That's all he can take anymore.
I have enough of your lollygagging. Wait, what was our word earlier?
Slobberknocker.
Slobberknocker.
The word of the day.
And still love knockers. There, now we have multiple Canadians from Canada. Oh, Lord. 30 minutes. Oh, shoot. Word of the day, slobberknocker. Oh, man. Pete.
Hey, Scallywag.
What is, oh, look at that. Pete, what, have you, all right, I'm sorry. Let me step back. Let me get my brain straight and ask you two questions. Do you have a spreadsheet of your games where you have a list on your computer of what games you have, or also a list that allows you to know what you're still looking to get?
Pete's got it all up here. It's all up here.
Just right there. My spreadsheet's right in my head. What was my other question for Pete that I'd already asked earlier?
Now, Pete's a big Billy Joel fan. Pete, do you enjoy Uptown Girl, or do you think it's the worst thing he's ever done?
And has he ever heard of Tuvalu?
Oh yeah, you missed the whole Tuvalu
conversation. I know, right?
Let's come back to haunt you now, Pete.
Hi, Papa Pete, says Stashnet. How was the awards? I wanted to come, but had an unexpected event. Plan to watch in replay. They just let the New Brunswickers turn on their computers. Get the maple syrup. I ended up making waffles last weekend. I'd been wanting to do that. Pete uses an app. I have an app with all of my Xbox OG and television, Atari 2600, etc. Nice. And what info did you put on there? Because I'm doing my Errol, let me tell you, I'll tell you what I do. On my vinyl, as I'm doing my vinyl, I put the name of the band, and then I put the album title. If it's something kind of special, like when Ozzy Osbourne did Blizzard of Oz, the band that's pictured on the album, the live photo on the back, has Rudy Sarzo and Tommy Aldrich. But the album was recorded by Lee Kerslake and Bob Daisley, who both were in Uriah Heep. But they put out a version with those guys on the cover. It was Ozzy, Randy, and Lee Kerslake and Bob Daisley. So I put a picture on there of that so that we could see the difference when you're looking through the list. But then I have the name of the album, and I have if it's autographed or not, who autographed it, the year it came out, who produced it, what label it's on, if it's a single album or a double album or more than that. And what's the last number? How many copies I have of it. So, like if you go to British Lions, I have a lot of those. I think in British Lions right now, I've got 9 copies because I just keep buying it. 9 copies.
Yeah, Pete, that award show was great. I think everyone had fun on that.
The awards. My NES is not up to date.
That's my problem. Whenever I start these, nothing's ever up to date.
Mm-hmm.
And for certain systems, there's too many games. I get bored typing it in. I'm like, God, this is ridiculous. What difference does it even make?
And this is what Jeff was talking about too. You were talking about you use different apps. As time goes on, you're using different apps, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of,
because years will pass and I'll be like, I need to catalog all my games. And I'll try it for like 3 or 4 days. And I'm like, no, I can't do this anymore.
No.
And then a few years pass and I'll try it again. I'm due to try in another year or two.
Oh, Pete, since you're my resident, I love anything Star Wars. Just give it to me. I want to lick up as much cool Star Wars effects, and I don't care if the stories suck. Guy, that's you. What are you doing for Star Wars Day tomorrow? Anything special? Does anybody do anything special for Star Wars Day?
Going to work.
Are you going to wear your Kylo Ren mask or anything like that?
I don't have much connection to Star Wars, so yeah, I might wear my Mr. Spock ears.
Just to be a dick.
Like Will on Big Bang Theory when he showed up to the new Star Wars premiere in his Star Trek outfit.
There you go. There you go. What do you just show them those and you just go, I'm going OG, man. This was first.
There used to be a woman at work. She retired a few years ago, but her whole office was just filled with Star Wars little figures everywhere.
Oh, wow.
when she retired, she gave all of us that were there saying goodbye to her. She gave us all different R2D2 figurines to remember by.
Wow. Wow. What did you get?
They're all R2D2. She had a bunch of them. I can't remember which one I got. I have it at work still.
Oh, okay.
That was kind of
That's cool. 5 just
I always
for
like to
EV
think.
charging. Wow.
I always like to think about, she had like probably hundreds in her office. I always like to think back to like the very first day that she showed up with a little Star Wars figurine. Like that's the moment. That's the moment that changed your life. Oh, when it came out, I loved it. It was awesome. But now it doesn't have really a steering. Well,
too poppy.
You're right about the staying power not being there.
I've always heard that Billy didn't like My Life. I remember him saying that because, of course, he calls his songs his children, and he didn't like the way that one grew up. But I mean, it made him lots of money. It was the theme song for.
Is it because of Biz and Buddies? Is that what he didn't like about it?
I don't know. Oh, Captain Jack. Scenes from Tyler Scandinavian Skies. Piano Man. Wickedly Overplayed are much better. Well, yeah, right.
Yes.
Right.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that Christy Brinkley wrote Uptown Girl.
Michael Hayes. So yeah. So I'm hoping to finish this vinyl deal though soon. I don't want it to last too long.
Did you see Lance's I don't think I can find him now, but he posted two things. Let's see. They were like old 70s or 80s ads for ABC, like their lineup.
Yeah.
It's just weird because we were talking about that in the chat that ABC, like in the 70s, I guess mid 70s to maybe 80, 81 or so. That was like the channel I always watched every Tuesday night. I had to watch ABC because that's where all the big shows were. But then early 80s all the way through to like 90 or so, it switched for me anyway to NBC.
Well, yeah, because Cheers.
I think the first one was Family Ties, and then Cheers showed up.
And
then was Cosby out before Seinfeld? I don't remember.
I think that's right.
And then Night Court took over for Seinfeld when it dropped off. And what did that end? 90?
Really?
No, never mind. It was in the 90s. It started in 89. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I think it went to like 98 or so.
Okay. Oh, here we go. What's he saying now? Uptown Girl is not exactly good songwriting, but when it came out on the charts, it was fun. The video was fun too, yeah. And Christy Brinkley, which was probably 75% of its appeal.
And Pete, the reason Uptown Girl wasn't good writing is because she wrote it.
Oh.
He was just going along with it. He's like, sure thing.
Yeah.
You write my song.
Wouldn't you?
Wait a minute. What did Lance send here?
Worse than Uptown Girl was Billy Joel's song, Christy Lee. Oh, Root Beer Rag. Very good. Yes. Timeless Billy Joel song. Yep. Very good. Very overlooked.
Here you go. ABC Prime Time from 1981. Listen to this lineup. Mork and Mindy, Bosom Buddies, Barney Miller, and Taxi.
Yeah. I just got to it. I just found it too.
Wait a minute. Did Taxi started on ABC and then went to NBC, or just the opposite? I can't remember. I know it switched networks. I think like for the final year or so.
I don't know.
I would say Mork and Mindy is the weak point of this lineup.
Oh, well, yeah. If you rewatch it now, it's like,
especially, I mean, I would say the first season is probably the best.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing even now I probably wouldn't like it. But the later episodes were just,
Yeah.
I don't even think I finished watching it. It was so bad.
Great song. Great song. You know, now I want to get into the Billy Joel catalog for Edge of Blue. I'd love to do She's Got Away. That would be great. Mork and Mindy rules. Okay. Does that really hold up for you though? So dies Happy Days.
Yeah, Happy Days needed to die at the end there.
Oh man, it was killing itself. It was eating itself. It was ugh. It was fed to the sharks. He was just going along with it, made a ton of money off it, and banged Christy Brinkley for 10 to 15 years. Hate it all you want. I'd be happy to have been in his shoes. Still my favorite during that time of his life was the Saturday Night Live thing. That was my favorite when they had that promo on. Join us, it's because it was Michael Myers. Join us, and Billy Joel was standing right next to him. Join us this Saturday when our musical guest will be Billy Joel. Hey, you're married to Kathy Ireland, aren't you? And he goes, no, Christy Brinkley. You wish. You didn't like Mirth Up in the Attic?
Oh, that's right. That was Jonathan Winter's name, right? Mirth. Oh my God, it's terrible. I don't know if I've ever turned on a show as quick as I turned on Mork and Mindy. I love the first season when I was a kid, and the second season I thought was terrible, and they just kept getting worse.
Oh, yeah. So Chuck, are you still? So do you? I mean, like, do you own it, or could you watch it? You dig it, or like, have you watched it and you're like, ooh, yeah, it's really. Or do you have that? Do you have that Mork and Mindy love that Pete has for Star Wars?
Or MASH.
We saw classic albums live. Yeah. That's a good show. I like it.
I mean, like Happy Days. I mean, you go back and watch that first season. It's just so good.
Yeah,
and it was good for several years. I mean, but
was
the last 3 or so years was just brutal.
Well, you know, the girl was, I'm making my way through Love Boat, and the girl who played Richie's girlfriend, wife, was just in an episode, like the one where he shrunk into this table. Oh yeah,
it
disturbed me as a kid. I think Love Boat still holds up.
I'm not sure if it held up when it was originally on air.
Oh, son of a monkey. Now I know what it's like to talk about Star Wars with me. Shit. Wow.
I really liked Greatest American Hero back then. I literally have not seen it since it originally aired.
I never got into that show. I don't know if it didn't strike me, because I'm like, I don't need to sit here as a person who loves superheroes. I don't need to watch some guy flailing to be a superhero. I don't know what it was. I've seen it. So what disturbed you about it? What disturbed you as an adult, Chuck? Not much. Now is the time to get into it. Yeah. The only thing missing is Pete in his swiveling chair with signs on the back. Oh, good Lord.
This is from Lance. He sent this. It said the TV show Mork and Mindy had to get a censor that spoke 4 languages because Robin Williams kept sneaking in swear words in other languages during filming.
Wow. Yeah, because you had to watch him. He was
a slippery one.
Yeah. Shazam! All that Sid and Marty Krofft stuff. Oh, the Mighty Isis. what was the Arc 2? Is that what it was? Yeah, there was all kinds of those.
You remember a sitcom called Quark? It was a space sitcom.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it was on for a full season. I don't know. I remember watching it.
I remember it being on. Here's my question. What rock and roll album ends in Nanu Nanu? Shazbat Nanu Nanu.
What? Oh, yeah, I remember Remote Control.
What album? What rocking? It was a hard rocking album too. Anybody know which one? What album ends in Shazbat Nanu Nanu? And then it's followed by a quick little guitar. Bam. If only I could edit that real quick and put it on here. Maybe I could. Hold on. Maybe I could get to it. Let me see. Night Cork. NES game. Wow. Really? I'm still eager. I just did some rearranging over here. I'm still eager to get my NES system hooked up and play my classic Batman game that came out when the movie came out back in 89, 88, 89. Jeff and I were working together at that time.
Yeah, 89, 90, 91.
Yep. Yeah. I remember I don't know if I still have it or not. I'm sure I do. I got the promo shots of that first Batman movie when they ran them in the newspaper. I guess the big thing, hey, here's something. Maybe I shouldn't talk about this. You guys can tell me whether you want to talk about it or not. The reviews are going to start coming in for the new Flash movie. Of course, Guardian starts this week too. But the reviews are starting to roll in for the new Flash movie. What do you think about that? With as crappy as Ezra Miller treated some people over the last few years.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, he like strangled some gal. He like just, they have different videos of him doing some weird crap out there. He showed up in somebody's bedroom, in this couple's bedroom, and spoke a threat. He's there's other stuff about, kids and stuff like this. So I got mixed feelings about the whole thing because I don't know. I have this bad feeling it's going to get swept under the carpet.
What, the Flash movie?
Well, no, all the things that he did. And, and that's where to me, it starts being like Hunger Games, where you have the Capitol, and people just act foolishly and strangely, and it's just what we do. You're like, no, it ain't freaking right. It's 10 miles outside of wrong, and quit acting like it's okay. And you can just sweep it under. It's not right.
That ain't right.
That ain't right. It's wrong. It's so not right. It's wrong. Here you go. He's a bit disturbed, I believe.
Who is this guy? What's he do? He's
Ezra Miller.
Is he the director of?
No, he's the Flash.
Oh, he's the Flash.
Yeah, and he's not, in my book, he's not a good one. I don't know why they didn't get. Well, okay.
Is he slow?
Is he slow? He is when Zack Snyder is directing the film.
Because that would make for a bad Flash.
Ugh. Again, the two fastest people on the planet, and they're going
No.
You're like, that's what I want to see. The two fastest people on this planet going stupid. Yeah, I don't know. And it's okay. I mean, rehab is one thing, but there's no consequences.
Pete, it's been gnawing at me for years. The how Aftermath should have ended. We never got the true ending, or Walter, or a second episode, or in Lance's case, a first episode.
Is that something that, Pete? Is that something you could watch if they had other people doing it? If they went ahead and tried to finish it or did something, could they do a new MASH thing? A spinoff? Could they do something now, or is it too late? Does it just have to deal with good writing?
My guess is they would never do another show like MASH. I mean, look what happened with Advance Wars and Nintendo. They literally delayed the game for a year because two countries not related to them were in a war. And it's like they didn't want to sell a game about war when the war's going on. It's like, hey, there's a war going on every day since the beginning of time. So if you're waiting for a war to stop, you'll never get anything out the door.
Right.
Pete, would you watch a reboot of MASH? All new people.
I mean, I wouldn't. I'd be concerned about who would be writing it, and then they'd just be writing what they thought would be good. And you're like, Walter wasn't that canceled before. Canceled before the pilot went to the West Coast. Yeah,
it literally never.
Yeah, Jeff was telling that story.
Coast and Midwest, and by the time it got to the West Coast, they just pulled it. Like I said, though, I watched it the other week, and it by the other show, I was like, yeah, it wasn't that bad. I'm Walter's biggest fan.
Yeah. I just writing is something that I don't know. It's like editors. It's like they booted editors out of everything. Because you're like, okay, didn't you have somebody read this first? Like that second Doctor Strange movie. Oh, we don't go up there because we can't use magic. And then he's up there using magic. Okay. So was there a reason that we had that line in there? Because he's just using magic, and so is she. Yeah.
I like this comment.
I would absolutely watch a reboot of MASH. Why would
I would. One of my favorite shows of all time is Cheers. They did a reboot. I definitely watch it. I can't imagine it would be anywhere near as good because that writing was incredible.
Well, you're kind of going through that right now with Night Court, right?
Yeah. Actually, I haven't watched Night Court in weeks. I got to catch up. Season might even be over for all I know.
That reminds me. I'm going to have a burger for dinner.
I would definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, anything that I like. I mean, I even watched the new WKRP. Ted McGinley as Henry Blake. How old is
At least not in the first season.
Ted McGinley's got to be old, right?
Not really old. He's probably 65.
Oh, you think that's it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably right, because he was probably about 10 years older than me at the time. Oh, he's got plenty of time to ruin more shows then.
Yeah. Oh, I got time. Don't you worry. I can figure out how to kill this.
Salvatore loved Next Generation Star Trek, but hasn't watched 1 minute of Picard. I heard someone talking about Picard saying that I guess it's on the 3rd season, and their advice was don't watch the first 2 seasons, just watch season 3. So I don't know, was season 1 and 2 that bad? I just found out like a month ago there was even a show called Picard. I didn't even know about it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Christine, she ended up watching it, and how about this dude? He will be 65 on May 30th.
Wow, he's way younger than I thought. Yeah, he's got plenty of time to come back and.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so here's what's weird too, though. Okay, so let's go back to Love Boat. So we just watched this episode where it's got this couple, and he's retired as a postal delivery guy, and they were supposed to be married 30 years, and like they're like they look like late 70s or 80, and I'm like, wait a minute, they've been married 30 years. They do a lot of that on that show. That's the one weird thing about Love Boat. Now that I'm that age, I'm like, wait a minute.
Well, I do know on like some old sitcom, like old shows, like even black and white times, you would have people that looked like they were around 55, 60 having like a 10-year-old.
Right. Yeah.
Which
look at Leave It to
you
Beaver.
can't do, but it's not, well, it's easier to do it on the guy's part.
Right.
There's only.
Right.
So wait a minute. Till Death Do Us Part, or whatever that was called. That was, Brad Garrett did that after Everybody Loves Raymond went off the air, I believe. That's the same show I'm thinking about. And Ted McGinley was on it.
That's wild.
Wait, here's the best
thing. I
thing.
remember that.
So there, I looked up, saw Ted, and thought must be the show's last season.
Well, and
I'm not sure if it went past 1 season. Maybe it went a couple seasons. I don't know. Yeah.
So now wait a minute.
Do you think in Hollywood they joke about the same thing with Ted McGinley?
They have to.
He's a curse.
They have to.
He's basically the equivalent of a baby. You know, the shows when they're running out of ideas. Let's have a baby. It'll create all new kind of material for us. Like, yeah, terrible stuff that nobody wants. The baby thing never works.
Oh man.
Has there ever been a show that they introduced a baby and that fixed the show?
And did you remember this, Jeff? During and shortly after the run of Married with Children, McGinley was a part of many films and television films playing different types of characters. In 1993, he played Mr. Scream in Wayne's World 2.
He was in Wayne's World 2?
I know. I
gotta watch Wayne's World 2. Well, you notice there was no Wayne's World 3, was there? He killed Wayne's World.
He killed Wayne's World. Damn it.
Damn it, McGinley.
Oh, man. In 1996, he was the star of Deadly Web, a film that aired on NBC. Co-starred his wife, Gigi Rice. Chai Rodriguez. That's all I can think.
Chai Rodriguez.
Jai Rice. No, he'd probably say it's Jai Ricci. Oh my God. Film was about a woman who was stalked on the internet. McGinley played one of his darkest roles in 1998 in the television film Every Mother's Worst Fear. He played Mitch Carson, a sexual predator who lures a teenage girl into his house where he holds her captive and tortures her. Oh my God.
I can't wait to watch that. Every so often I'll read the synopsis of a story and I'm like, God, this is so horrifying. I don't even want to watch it.
Right. Right.
Hey, wait, has Ted McGinley ever been on a show on season 1? Like, has he ever started a show, or does he always come in later? I don't remember him actually having a show where he was day one.
Yeah, like he had a recurring role on Aaron Sorkin's television series Sports Night and West Wing as a television news anchor from 2003 to 2006. He played Charlie Shanowski on Hope and Faith. I don't know what that is. So, yeah. He was on Dancing with the Stars in 2008. He was paired with pro dancer Ina Breyer.
Oh, geez. At first, I thought he was the pro dancer.
No, he was eliminated. He was the second one to be eliminated. They wanted to keep the show going. Got to get him out of here. He's like the guy in the red shirt on Star Trek.
Saboteur, I just had to look up who Ted McGinley was. Yeah, you may not recognize the name, but you'll know the face.
Oh,
as the guy who's killed off a lot of shows.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have to get like a picture of him to put up out here.
Let's do it. Maybe next week we can do a Ted McGinley night where we just talk about his shows.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and we should watch that one where he plays a sexual predator.
And then Chris Hansen shows up. Now, have a seat right there.
Is that Ezra Miller?
It's a guy like you. Ted McGinley was engineered for Love Boat episodes. I think that's his calling right there.
Yeah, and he was in it. So I haven't seen him yet, though. So I'm in the 4th season, and I haven't seen him yet. So
you'll see him in the final season.
10. Maybe he's
you'll see him in that final season.
And that's why they didn't. Yeah. One can only hope. One can only hope. What is this? In one episode of Married with Children, McGinley himself spoofed his reputation by asking Al Bundy, another picture captain? I mean, Fonzie. Al? That's crazy.
And not funny.
In 2003, McGinley told Melanie McFarland of the Seattle Post Intelligencer, I've had a lot of fun with it. To be honest with you, it's meant people are still talking about me. It's kind of doing me a favor, and people keep hiring me, so I know that I'm okay jumping the shark.
He's got that right. He's got his name's out there still.
It's like, what's his name? Ian, whatever, that was in the Sharknado.
Ian Zierling.
Yeah.
Was it Zierling? Guy
yeah,
from
I think that's right.
Beverly Hills?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I don't blame actors for doing terrible stuff if they're getting paid. That's
yeah.
Who cares, man?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Ted was also a member of
that?
NOMA. What is? I don't even know what that is.
I don't either, but I love the cat. That's just now that's disturbing. If Chuck is still here, that's going to be disturbing. Was there 4 or 5 Revenge of the Nerds movies?
I don't know. Wait, Ted was on was in 3 episodes of John Larroquette Show. Can't even find that show on DVD. I think that was on a few seasons, and that show took place in St. Louis.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Well, there's 2 things that I want to I'm trying to challenge you guys to do, because you guys, well, at least you and Pete, are fans of Megaforce. But I'm challenging you guys to listen to that 707 record. But also, if you're John Larroquette fans, I'm challenging you to get on YouTube and watch Green Ice, which I have on Laserdisc up there. See? Megaforce. Or as my son said, I used to think it was Megaphone. And I'm like, don't do it. That song will come on and I'll change it because he'll start singing Megaphone. And that's not funny. It is funny, but it's not funny. But yeah, watch Green Ice. with John Larroquette. John Larroquette plays a guy who helps them in the middle of the movie, which is one of the silliest scenes ever. However, it's not silly because of what's happening. It's silly because of what they're playing. Oh my God. It's 35.
I don't know. We're in overtime right now.
We are in overtime. Where's Pete with his with the words? And all of a sudden, I'm Porky Pig.
Look at this. My cousin appeared and had a line or two in an episode of Married with Children called Nooner or Later. Wait a minute. Wasn't it Savitor who... what did he say earlier about somebody he knew? I've already forgotten.
It goes like that. It happens like that. Great shows. Earth 2, Pushing Daisies.
Ah, the guy from the Kingsman.
Oh,
Man.
yeah.
Yes. Clock doesn't start until Papa Peter arrives.
Papa Peter arrives. Very good, Stashnet. Brilliant thought. That's brilliant. Oh, Pete's here. Show starts.
So Ted McGinley was a voice actor in the cartoon Transformers: Robots in Disguise.
Robots in Disguise.
Huh.
Wow.
Oh yeah. For Ted McGinley.
Yeah,
I wonder if
I think I remember.
Maybe his curse doesn't go into cartoons because you can't see him.
That's possible. Wasn't Cheats the voice of Buck Bundy?
You know who Ted McGinley? Remember Bo from Welcome Back, Kotter, who took over for Travolta?
Oh, it took over for Travolta.
It's just god awful. He reminds me of Ted McGinley.
He was on Love Boat.
What? The guy from Welcome Back, Kotter?
Yes.
Oh God, that was such a disaster. Let's have a guy from the South show up. Like,
well, hi. Yeah. Yeah, he had those dimples. Yeah. Final word review at 11:35. You're late. You're late. It's 37 already. Oh, 11:35. Wait. Yeah. Jeez, 2 hours. There it is. Oh, Jeff preempted him.
You can't keep us on here all night, Bob Beat. Oh, there's the one. Gone. All right. Now
woo! There's the real deal.
All right. Good night, everyone. Thanks for watching. And
yeah,
we're going to do a Ted McGinley night next week. We'll have a list of his shows and movies.
We'll work on yeah.
Now wait a minute. If we do a Ted McGinley night, will that be the end of the channel? We might be killing ourselves here.
Good thinking.
Or maybe we have to have him on as a guest.
Get a hold of him and get him. Let's get him on the show.
He's got some time.
Let me work on that. I bet we could do that.
McGinley.
We can do it. And then we'll have to say goodnight forever to everybody.
No, Ted McGinley night will kill the channel. Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yes, there's your homework for this week. Look up anything about Ted McGinley.
Yeah, and I'll come up with I'll come up with a puzzle.
I'm curious if I mean, we always think of Happy Days, at least I do, as his first time on a show that I ever saw him on. But I wonder if he killed off any shows before that.
We'll soon find out in 7 days.
We will.
Kurt, I seriously hope to see you at a gig sometime soon. Would love that.
Yep. We just need 2 more subs, guys, and we'll be at 700.
I know. I just noticed that today. That's pretty exciting.
We went about 4 months where we were just getting subs like crazy. I don't know what happened.
Hmm.
I was pumping out a ton of videos, and now it's kind of slowed down right before 700. Darn it. Let's get to 700 and keep going.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I'm also going to work on the banners. We talked about having banners available, so I'll start working on that too. Summer's coming. Summer is coming.
700 Club. All right, guys. We'll see you.
Thanks, guys. See you soon.
Good night. I hit the wrong button, everyone. Now we're gone. Wait, here's Stuart. I hit the wrong button. I hit leave studio.
We're still on.
Yeah, we're still on. All right. God, just the mere mention of Ted McGinley on the show, it's already screwing everything up.
You don't even know how to end the show after that.
Ted McGinley. Can you imagine seeing him on your plane? Get ready to take off. You look over, it's Ted McGinley. I'd be like, oh my God, get me off of here.
I got a bad feeling about this flight, honey. Is that who I think it is?
Stewardess, I got to get off this plane.
I mean, now.
Hey, Michael Hayes is here. Hi,
get
Michael.
me off.
I feel like we should just restart the whole show.
You get him off of there. Yeah, maybe it will be 11:30 his time.
All right, now we're gonna go because we lost like over half our chat anyway. See, the people who stayed, these are the real troopers.
These are the real.
They knew we weren't off the air yet. They knew we made a mistake. That was awesome.
And we don't mean that.
All right, now we're out of here.